Hi, this is Rosalinda, and this is Viewpoint from SKC Campus and KSKC TV in Pueblo, Montana. Thank you for joining me today and my two guests that I have on Viewpoint today. And I am just so happy and thrilled to have Darcy Medicine Horse and Elias Not Afraid with me on the show. I can't tell you guys how happy I am that you joined me on the show and be able to talk a little bit about yourselves and also talk about this really wonderful organization, student group called the Spirit of Many Colors Gay Straight Alliance of Salish Kootenai College. So I think it's great, and so welcome very much. I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's see, you guys you're a student here at the college. And your degree is?
I'm a psychology major.
Psychology
This is
major.
my first year here at Salish Kootenai College, and I really enjoy it too.
That's great. I'm glad. And Elias is going to be coming to school in the fall. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to be studying business and probably maybe more focused in like finance.
That's wonderful.
But I do start in the fall, so pretty excited.
That's great. And where are you guys from?
We're both from the Crow Indian Reservation, southeast of Montana.
That's
so
great.
It's by the border of Wyoming. So yeah, we're both from there.
Yeah, we're both.
But different towns.
Yeah, different towns.
Different towns. Okay. Well, good. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm so glad that you chose Salish Kootenai College to look at furthering your education. And so, being that you both are a couple, which I think is absolutely fabulous and a blessing. I just wanted to see how has it been being an openly gay couple here on SKC campus?
I think it's been so far it's been easy. Like for the most part, some people don't know. They just think we're like really good friends or something. That just hang around each other. Yeah, that we're like hanging around each other all the time. Just kidding. But
That's
for the
great.
most part, like we haven't ran into any kind of like any kind of hardships with us being together.
That's wonderful. Elias?
Yeah, like we've been around here for a while now, and like no one has said anything or acted against us being together. And I thought it was kind of different, because usually like coming from a place like, Native College, you would think that you'd be like discriminated against for being gay, but it was not like that here.
That's great.
Yeah, and like what I've ran into, like especially at this college too, and just this reservation in general, like the Flathead, it's really progressive here. Like as far as like anything, like the economic status here is like really, really good because of the lake, and then you have people coming in from everywhere. It just seems to be really progressive here, and we've never ran into any type of like hardships, like I said. So for anything, like it's been like generally a good thing, like that we've been together. So. That's
wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. What kind of advice would you give other gay couples?
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Good.
Yeah, like I said, you would treat it like any other relationship, any heterosexual or any other type of relationship. And, the basic things is like, it is a relationship between two people, and whether it is gay or straight or, whatever have you, like it's still a relationship and still treated as the same. And if you're going to be together with someone with the same sex, definitely be scared and own up to it, and enjoy it.
So this might be a personal question, but I know that people will want to know. And it's do your parents accept your relationship?
Well, my parents, they do accept my relationship with Darcy, and they're supportive. Like all my family is supportive of us, and we really don't like see my family that much just because they are from Hardin and everything, and so like that's like 7 hours away. So, but every time we do get a chance, we do head back, and we don't even run into any like hardship down there either.
That's good.
And my family, they like him too, so
that's good.
Yeah, and as far as my family goes, like, and it's like might surprise like some people, but I'm actually not out to my parents yet, just for the simple fact that like I lived off the reservation for quite a few years, like 7 or 8 years, And like I never wanted to tell my mom over the phone just because it's so impersonal. And the thing was, like, the reason why I'm back here in Montana is because, like, my family went through some tough times. And my mom had, like, a tumor. And also on top of that, I had 2 deaths in my family just within this year. And so it's just been really hard to even, like, to try to talk about my sexuality. Not that I'm not ever going to tell my mom. Like, my mom's just my main focus of telling my family. Like, I don't, like, otherwise my 3 oldest brothers, they have their inklings. Like, they already know. But as far as, like, my mom goes, like, you know, she suspects, but I just haven't officially told her yet. And as soon as, like, things quiet down with my family, and as soon as we recover as a family, like, I'll definitely, like, make it a point to be telling my mom. So,
do you think that that you being on Viewpoint, because it airs here and here up and down this Flathead Valley and also in Missoula, do you fear that coming out prior to you telling your mom, or?
There is that little fear, but the thing is, like, one thing that I've always kept strong in, like, understanding is, like, you know, my mom's gonna find out anyway, and she has asked me before in a fight between her and her sister, but, you know, I never actually told her. But she already suspects, like I said. But if it were to come out like this, like, I wouldn't really care. I don't mean to say it like that. But the thing is, like, if anybody else were to ask me, or if anybody asked me on the street, or if, like, just anybody were to question my sexuality, like, yes, I would tell them, you know, this is who I am and everything. But it's just a matter of fact that, you know, my family was and still is going through this sort of turmoil.
Sure.
And, you know, if my mom were to find out like this, like, yeah, I'm sure, like, I would explain the reasons why and my status and everything, and as far as on campus. But, yeah, definitely, I mean, I would probably be definitely a icebreaker in telling her about my sexuality. But for the most part, no, I'm not worried.
Well, maybe Viewpoint might help you with that, and so that's really great to hear.
And also, like, he has met my family too, so he's been around my family. They just think he's a friend. Like, you guys are always together. No.
Well, that's good.
So, I mean, they know him, and he's actually the first boyfriend that I ever introduced to my family, not officially as my boyfriend, but who actually met my family. So
that's wonderful. And you guys feel totally open and free in expressing that relationship here.
Yes,
that's great.
Definitely.
That's good. How do you identify as being gay in your culture? Like, for an example, some people will identify, Native American people will identify as being Two-Spirit, but is it different with your culture about being gay? How do you identify as that? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's funny because one of my uncles, he is, like, really traditional with our culture, and one night he just, like, you know, came over and talked to me and was talking about it and telling, like, about, like, homosexuality within our tribe. And he said back in the day, you know, they weren't discriminated as, you know, like, being, like, gay, or, you know, they were actually highly respected. And a lot of the, like, gay natives, like the gay crows, they were, like, some of the best warriors that they had in the tribe. And, like, as far as, like, the Two-Spirited, like, I never did hear about that. Like, I'm pretty sure there is, like, I know some other other tribes have that, but I'm pretty sure that our tribe has it, but I just haven't heard of it yet.
Yeah, and actually, like, I remember hearing some stories, like, a long time ago, because, like, I'm so into stories. Like, I used to like our history, I still like our history as a people, but I remember there was one specific story that I think it was my mom or my grandfather told me about, where there's this one, there's a woman who used to take the role of a man, and she used to be, like, one of the fiercest warriors, and it was, like, somewhere, I can't remember, it was somewhere here in Montana. I remember driving through it, and I remember that's when the story came about. But they went into war and everything, and she was actually the only one who, like, had the most kills, and she actually was the one who saved our people at the time. And she was revered as, you know, they knew she was a woman, but they acknowledged her as a man. So I remember one of those stories coming about. So, yeah.
That's great. I've read in history books, as you have probably read, that people who identified as being gay or that were homosexual or were actually, as what you mentioned, in their own particular tribes, looked upon as holy people, as people that definitely had a standing within the tribe. Medicine people, warriors, counselors, all of that. And so it's amazing when you read back of the history in different cultures and how different people will apply themselves with different names. And like, for an example, I think with the Navajo Nation, the word that they use for, I believe it's for transgender, is not lay. And that story of theirs goes back to their creation story. But it's amazing. I thank you for sharing that information.
And I guess if we were to identify, like, I wouldn't identify as like a two-spirit just because, like, I don't feel I take on both roles. But I would more say, like, and I do respect it, like, definitely respect it a lot. But for me personally, I wouldn't identify as a two-spirit, rather just, I guess, a gay Indian that likes the same sex, I guess. But definitely, I like, you know, I know the histories about two spirits and everything, and I do have like a lot of friends that are, and so I do respect it, and it's a huge role to take on as well. So
that's good. How do you feel about gay marriage and living in Montana?
As far as gay marriage, and are you talking about like if it were to be legal here, or okay?
Or like, say that you two wanted to get married, and you wanted to get married here in Montana, and you know, how do you feel about it? How do you think it applies to your relationship?
Like, I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for any type of marriage. Just because the law says that we cannot be together just because of our sex, you know, or we can't. The thing that, you know, I think is the most important is, like, if we were to have like a house or like have owning and finances, everything were to be intertwined. Like, yeah, I would want that marriage standing there just in case, like, you know, that way you could have half of my stuff and just like the whole legal thing of marriage. But as far as like being legal, you know, married legally here, like, I would like love it just to say that, oh yeah, you know, I have a husband, or, you know, it would be, you know, it'd be, I don't know. I'd feel really good about it, feel kind of free about it. So
yeah, and it would make it more like official. That way it'd be like, it'd be official, you know, we would be married instead of just together like boyfriends, you know. And I am for, you know, that, for gay marriage, and I have a lot of friends from all over the United States that are like fighting for it, and like, I do support them on it too. And like, I haven't really seen anything like that around here in Montana, but you know, if it was like to like have like a march for it or anything, you know, I'd be for it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people here in Montana would be like for it too.
That's great. How do you guys think about, like, when within the gay culture, there's this, like, they're kind of split between the lines and saying, you know what, it doesn't have to be a gay marriage. It can be a domestic partnership. It can be a civil union, as long as the legality issues are there. But then there's other gay people that really want the marriage itself, the religious aspects of it. Do you have thoughts on that?
As a civil union, like, yeah, I mean, it makes it official and you get everything in it. But yeah, I mean, if you're like coming from Montana, especially, we're very rural. And you know, we come from, like, you know, we're so like
we are,
yeah. And I think that's what the main issue is. And being that, also you get a lot of religious aspects about it, just because, you know, we're all raised traditional, you know, whether we come from small reservations or bigger reservations, or not even that, just like Billings or Missoula. Like, the thing is, like, we all might have this religious background, and we are all raised traditional in some aspect, you know, I'm not saying Christianity, but in some religious aspect. And just the idea of marriage is always in your mind. And then to be like, all right, I want marriage. And then all of a sudden it's like, you're not having a marriage. It's a civil union. I don't know. It's kind of like, like almost reaching it, but then not. So like I would like
see.
to have the exact marriage kind of thing.
That's good to know. See, that's a good perspective. I mean, and I think people's perspectives need to be heard on this issue. And so thank you for sharing that. Well, we are going to take a small break, guys. And so we will be back with Darcy, Medicine Horse, and Elias, Not Afraid. And thank you again for being here on Viewpoint.
I fill my mind with knowledge and wisdom. I make decisions without alcohol or drugs. I let go of the things that hold me back. I honor my body by protecting myself. One heart, one mind, one will. HIV affects everyone. Get tested.
Welcome to Viewpoint. And my audience, please welcome our two guests again. And it's Darcy, Medicine Horse, and Elias, Not Afraid. They are two wonderful guests of mine here. And I thank you again for coming back. This section of the part of the show, I want to talk about this wonderful thing that you guys are starting here on SKC campus and within this community. And I want to formally introduce you by your elected titles, which I understand there was an election recently. And so Darcy Medicine Horse is the first chair of Spirit of Many Colors Gay Straight Alliance of Salish Kootenai College, and Elias is the interim Secretary Treasurer of the Spirit of Many Colors Gay Straight Alliance as well. So both of you have interim positions, and I think it's absolutely wonderful that you guys stepped up into those leadership roles. And so I just want to say thank you so much for being people that actually want to do something with this particular club and be able to share some ideas and maybe move things forward in this community about opening people's minds and diversity. What made you consider in taking on a leadership role with this new club?
And I think it's like just the first step, and then like it will just other tribal colleges might like adopt that, and it just it brings awareness to other people.
And we just want to be the forefront, I guess, and to just say, we're not scared, neither should anybody else be. And in starting this organization also, I believe in awareness, and I believe this is what this organization is about. And awareness alleviates any type of prejudices. And in doing that, once people are aware, then their prejudices are being shot down. The stereotypes start getting lowered, and we start being accepted. Instead of being put up with and dealt with, we're actually respected, and they understand us more rather than just going upon stereotypes or any type of bias. So yeah, definitely I love and I'm all for the underdogs and people that I'm all about bringing awareness. And so when I stepped up to this leadership role, it was like a no-brainer. I was just like, all right, they nominated me, and I was just like, all right, well, I could bring a lot to this because there's so much that we could do with this organization, not only just on campus, but within the community, within reservation, not just this reservation, but many other reservations. And on top of that, just be the forefront for this Gay Straight Alliance. And just be the path for other tribal colleges to follow after us. So.
That is such a great idea. In a way, you're making a path, or setting an example of other tribal colleges and saying that if we can do it, my God, you can do it too.
And in Montana, of all places, too.
I know. It is very significant, and this is the first type of its club, if I understand it, of its existence being here on this college and campus and in this this area. So I just think that I want to thank you personally for stepping up into these leadership roles and being the visionaries and the leaders that you guys want to be. And so thank you. Can you talk about what the mission of the organization is so that our viewers can understand a little bit more of what your mission is with the GSA?
Yeah, definitely. I'll read our official mission as far as the charter goes. We actually just got accepted yesterday, so it's really exciting for us to be recognized as a group and an organization on the SKC campus. So I'll just go through the official charter of our mission. We are a group of Salish Kootenai College students and community members, hereafter to be known as Spirit of Many Colors, the Gay Straight Alliance of Salish Kootenai College, in order to secure the benefits of an association on a democratic basis while seeking to celebrate and create a safe and supportive community for the GLBITIQ on the Salish Kootenai College campus, across the Flathead Reservation and beyond, do hereby enact this charter. So basically, what our mission is we want to be an organization here on campus in order to, like I said, bring awareness. And so as far as the gay community in general, just any, it said the gay, lesbian, bi, transgender, intersex, and queer. We just want to be known and say that we're here and that we're, you don't have to be afraid of us in any way. And like I said from before, the awareness will alleviate any type of prejudices. And saying that, like I said, this organization in general will be a safe haven for anybody who is who's scared or, who is questioning their sexuality. But not only that, we also want people to know that it's not just about being gay or anything else or any other type of sexuality, but also heterosexual. That why, Gay Straight Alliance is there for. We also want to know that, just because you're not gay or any lesbian or anything like that, that you can also be straight and still come to our organization and find out more about us and realize that we're just people who who like the same sex basically. And, we're not weirdos, we're not any type of different kind of people. But the thing is we just want you to know that, the awareness part. And we just want to shut down any type of prejudices, I guess.
And you mentioned a very important thing, our straight allies. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
because we just can't move forward without everyone.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel with the heterosexual straight, we don't want to make that barrier. I want us to be all intertwined and to be all right, we're all here and we're all trying to survive and try to move on as a people, rather than be all right, you're gay, you're straight, rather than have those borders. I'd rather us be intertwined and be as a people rather than just the borders of this is you, that you're here in a box, you're there in a box, and we're supposed to be separated. Whereas we should all be able to work together, which is the alliance part.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said. Well said. Did you have anything to add to that?
Well, I did
Elias?
have something to say about it's with this group, with the GSA, it would be a relief too for other natives within the college, because we just being native has its own, we a lot of people get harassed. There's all these people who are prejudice of other with natives, some people will be walking down the street and they start screaming things at them. But to be a gay native, it's a minority within a minority. Yes. And it's we get singled out sometimes I feel we get singled out because we're both native and we are both gay. So it's just kind of we're just
yes.
focused.
I understand. I have felt that feeling before too.
And I think that's what we're trying to start with this organization. What we're talking about as far as bringing the community in as well is we want to be a safe haven for everybody. And being gay and then being native, he was talking about being a minority within a minority. It's why don't you like us? Is it because we're gay, or is it because we're Indian? Or and then you go on, it's is it because we're a woman, or is it because you're a man? It just goes into all these subgroups of stereotypes. And I think we just want to be that safe haven within this community and within this college. Just to let them know that, okay, we're going to accept you. We know your struggles. We know what you're going through. We've dealt with it as well. So with that, we'll be your support group. So, yeah, definitely.
With the last couple of minutes left on the show, what would be closing remarks, your thoughts about either you continuing your activism after Salish Kootenai College, or continuing your activism as individuals here within this area, as your closing remarks for the show.
Well, as far as like my, I'm interim chairman. Definitely, like, you know, with this couple weeks left of school, like definitely I want to just do as much as I can within this, you know, this limited amount of time. We already have some we have one main event going on before we end the finals here. But definitely, like, I just want to just want this organization to grow. Like, even if I'm not chairman after this, like definitely I'll be here to support the group in any way, just because I just feel like, you know, I am the first chairman, and you know, I don't want to let it get to my head, but I definitely want everybody to know that there will be other seats open within this organization that will open up. And, you know, if I am elected again, yeah, definitely I will try to, like, do as much as I can with this group. But even not being elected into any sort of office, I'll still be a part of this group. And, you know, if any, like, I can see this organization just, like, really getting big on campus. And, like, there's so much, like, you know, that we can get out of this organization. And I would like to see it grow. And, yeah, definitely anything that anybody would call upon us for this organization as